A simple sign that you're dependent on caffeine is if you skip your morning coffee and you get a headache. But aside from withdrawal symptoms, what happens if you experience caffeine intoxication or you have caffeine or a coffee sensitivity? Let's break it down. Hi, I'm Ben Angel and I teach people how to biohack their way back to health. Before we dive in, hit like, subscribe, and click the link below to join thousands of others who've already downloaded my brand new book, Mind Control, to learn how to biohack their gut, mind, and mood. Cases of caffeine-induced psychosis have been reported in people with schizophrenia and in otherwise healthy people in which caffeine intoxication has occurred. DSM-5, aka the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, the 5th edition, includes caffeine intoxication as a disorder, characterized by symptoms including nervousness, muscle twitching, rambling speech, and sleeplessness following a dose of caffeine exceeding 250 milligrams. Importantly, as with all DSM disorders, the caffeine intoxication must impair the person's ability to function normally. And here's where you need to listen closely. A standard 8-ounce cup of coffee contains 95 milligrams of caffeine. By contrast, that 16-ounce latte many people regularly consume contains 150 milligrams. On average, people drink 2 cups of coffee per day, so by adding a third or by consuming other caffeinated products like soft drinks, tea, or even medication, you can easily go over the 250 milligram mark and risk experiencing caffeine intoxication. On the other hand, it may not be that you're consuming too much caffeine, but any at all. You may have a caffeine or coffee allergy or a caffeine or coffee sensitivity. Some people have the inability to process caffeine because they lack the genes responsible for this process. This means that caffeine builds up in your body rather than being broken down, which can result in an inflammatory response, which will impair cognitive function due to neuroinflammation. In adults that are absent an allergy or sensitivity, caffeine can help to reduce inflammation. But if you're unable to break down the caffeine molecule, you may experience chest pain, become angry, agitated, fatigued, and even depressed. These symptoms mimic psychological disorders. That's why if you're experiencing depression, anxiety, and you're consuming caffeine or coffee, you need to rule them in or out as potential causes. In surveying over 50,000 people for my books Unstoppable and Mind Control, we found that a whopping 73% of people who are severely depressed are reliant on caffeine to get through the day, whereas only 10% of the peak performers are reliant on it. We often find that when they remove or replace caffeine or coffee with an alternative source, their depressive symptoms either reduce or are alleviated altogether. To rule out caffeine sensitivity or caffeine intoxication yourself, you need to begin by switching your morning joe with green or black tea. You can still get your dose of caffeine, albeit from a different source than coffee. But you'll also get the added benefit of a nootropic contained in the teas. Green and black tea both contain L-Theanine. L-Theanine is a natural amino acid found in tea, and it can minimize physiological stress by mimicking the actions of GABA, an inhibitory neurotransmitter that blocks the excitatory responses in the brain. It can also lower heart rate, blood pressure, and stress hormones, leading to reduced anxiety and stress. Caffeine and L-Theanine are a match made in heaven and a perfect nootropic stack, as L-Theanine minimizes caffeine's negative effects while still allowing you to feel the benefits of a heightened sense of focus, but without the jitters. Get your caffeine from tea for at least a week to see if your symptoms dissipate. If they don't, you may have a caffeine allergy or sensitivity. In this case, you need to gradually reduce how much you have for a couple of weeks to prevent caffeine withdrawals, then go without for a full 30 days, I know it's scary, and observe your energy levels, your mood, and your behavior. If you are to reintroduce it at a later stage, you need to do so in smaller doses as your tolerance level will have been reduced. And that first cup of coffee after that break could send you over the edge. Understanding how caffeine intoxication, or a coffee sensitivity or allergy can affect your mental health is critical to your well-being. Now, if you'd like more tips to biohack your mind, body, and mood, be sure to download my latest book, Mind Control, from the link below. And if you're battling depression, join us in the interactive workshop, The Biohacker's Guide to Dismantling Depression, that's going to dig out the root causes and tackle them head on. Click the link below now because it's filling fast. And finally, hit like, subscribe, and drop me a comment by answering this question. Have you experienced caffeine intoxication before? And which symptoms did you feel the most? Drop it in the comments below to help support one another. I'm Ben Angel, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.